Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to... Wow, everything is super fucked up. Okay, there's your... Okay, Zombie Go's camera's fixed at least.
Okay.
This is gonna be one of those days. Where's my camera even? What is that pointing at? Oh, it's like fucking behind the monitor. You know what guys, we're just not even... Where's it?
Done. Cast is over.
Well, so
Goodbye.
I don't see where it is. I guess it fell behind my monitor or something. I took it off the tripod I had set up, and I think, yeah, I'm pulling out the cord, guys, but it's, you know what? That's something we'll fuck with later when we get some more time. It's it's best that we get on with the show first, and then we'll worry about this later. I'm not having a great morning, guys. Really slow start for me, but I see you picked us at a match.
Yes, I have Socke versus Optimus. That'll go on to face probably you, Thermal.
Cool. Hey, big thank you to BC Cutie for hosting us. Hits us up with 170 something viewers. That's awesome, dude. Thank you, and good morning to all your fans. You guys are tuning in just in time. It's the start of the Corsair Cup. Lots of good StarCraft matches about to go down. Probably about 4 to 5 hours, and we'll see you guys. Hopefully, enjoy it.
Yep. Well, Socke had to be right back, but there's going to be a PVT into what is probably the PVT, but Optimus might surprise us.
Yeah, Socke has really been bringing it back, which I find really cool. Because for me, again, this is a guy who didn't really have even the most amazing results in his prime. Kind of took a lot of time off, clearly spent a lot of time drinking, and then comes back and actually kicks some butt.
Yeah, he I guess that he was at Takes, I guess, for the party, the
the
last tournament. Yeah, exactly. And I think so. Anyways, I think that's what they're talking about, because he asked how bad was the hangover, Socke, and he's like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." So I guess maybe both of them were hanging out.
Socke is a really cool dude. Well, while we're waiting, just to talk a little bit about what we got coming on up, because as we get closer to the end of the month, it is also closer to us leaving for BlizzCon, which is hype, but also means basically we shut down and don't do anything for like a week and a half. So, of course, we're doing the Corsair Cup today, which is great. And if you guys haven't already, please, I beg you, do me a favor. Go retweet the tweet I made about it so that people can see that this is happening today. Tomorrow, well, technically tonight. I always hate saying tomorrow for this because it doesn't... I feel like tomorrow indicates like at least 12 hours. But tomorrow we'll be doing the Alima League as per usual. Then Wednesday we come at you with the Dutch StarCraft League, and we actually have pretty much nothing until the weekend.
Yep, and doing another Overwatch cast. There's actually not much to cast up until we leave.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that.
It's never bad to have that day off to pack and sort all your things before.
Well, it's not like that, but I just like with the 12-hour Take TV streams combined with this, and granted I pitched on the first one was 8 hours, but still, like, I've just been exhausted. I've not been sleeping well enough to make up for it, and it's just been rough.
Yeah, I certainly have a lot of things to do, like content-wise and stuff I need to get prepped for and ready to roll out, so I just put it on a schedule.
Well, I went to the Vancouver Twitch meetup last night, which was pretty fun as well. Got to see some people and do some things, and I had intended to be home by midnight. Didn't get home till like 2. Feels bad, man.
Oh, that sucks. But at least you had a good time.
That's probably why I'm running a little bit late today. My Steam's not fully steamed. I don't know however the phrase would go.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I saw
you ran out of steam.
I saw Meal Mage and a couple of other people from BaseTradeTV fans that were there, so that was really nice for certain.
Cool.
And of course posted a bunch of dumb pictures and flirted with the waitress, did the shoulder trick, nailed it.
Good job. Well, now both of our players are gone. But it's a really big bracket today. Like, I don't remember the last time we've had a round of 64. And like a good number of people in that too. I
don't consider it so much that it's the round of 64. I consider it more so that we have 2 rounds that are best of ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's really odd to look at. So both players came back at the same time. That worked out perfectly. We're ready to go.
Let's just hop into the game then, shall we?
All right. Default map is New Gettysburg for the first map. It's just a best of one, and this is the round of 32 actually. So the winner will advance on to the round of 16. Again, probably facing you Thermal. Don't know who Artanis is to take that spot.
You are aware he's the leader of the Protoss, right? He was in the campaign for
Well, you
like
know, I don't
Brood
really know how
War,
he does
Wings
in
of
1v1.
Liberty.
I mean, you can't argue that. Do you know how he plays in 1v1?
Tides go in and tides go out, bro.
What if he hasn't even played Protoss? You know, it's like Raynor. Betrayal. Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corsair Cup. Opening series of the day. This is actually not a best of 3. Whoops. This is a best of 1.
Yeah.
On the bottom left side of the map, we got the red Terran player, AT Gaming's Optimus.
In the bottom right, as the teal Protoss is Socke. An odd way to position your gateway. Huh.
It is a little bit, but at the same time, maybe with the way he builds this afterward, like Cybercore to the left, second gateway to the right, suddenly the Reaper can't get anywhere.
Okay, well, the Reaper's trying to get in there at that point.
Well, I know. I'm just theorizing why there would possibly be this gateway build.
I actually really don't like it, because either this means that he only have one pylon to deny the Reaper when it gets into the mineral line, because otherwise the Reaper just is like, I can run around and do whatever I want. Or he'll have 2 pylons that are like powering the gateway, so he doesn't have an Artosis pylon on his gateway inside my next core, and then he's like no pylons in his main mineral line. I also don't see either one of those going super well, unless Optimus does make the mistake of like sending his Reaper right through that one pylon.
Yeah, nothing available to really overcharge or move around is going to be a con. When those drops come in and Widow Mines and whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure like his 3rd and 4th pylon have got to go around the base, but it is a little questionable. You know, it's a little scary, because if the Reaper does go all the way to the right and come in, I mean, the Reaper can actually outrun quite a few of the units. You know, it can run out of a depth, it can outrun a Mothership Core. The whole thing is that, like, a pylon overcharge kills it in 2 hits, and you can hide it. I mean, Socke might not be doing anything that is worth hiding anyways, but they're almost like, to me right now, they're like alive turrets, except they're Socke pylons, okay? He's like, I'm gonna get these drops, because they're gonna be on the outside, and then the drops to, like, boost right through, and he's like, oh, shit.
So I was unaware of that sweet reference. Alive, who actually is he even playing? Is he like the one time he didn't show up? No, Stylish is there. Is bad.
Oh, okay, yeah, against Banana Stand. Always money.
Always money in the banana stand. Alive builds his turrets in really weird spots. Usually put him a little off to the side as a Terran player, but Alive very specifically seems to go out of his way to, rather than put it here in the mineral line or anything like that, way over here where the pylon would be. So yeah, it's a pretty accurate description, I would say.
Yeah. And again, it might not matter at all. Like, this Reaper is actually just not allowed back into the natural, so it's therefore not allowed back in the main, you know? The natural doesn't have a lot of spaces to jump up on. He could definitely sack it, you know, if he really had no idea what was going on. He was really paranoid. He could probably get past that Mothership Core and get into the main base. But he's trying to dodge around the Adepts right now.
Hey, big shout out to Zombie Grob's Metal Nipple.
Woo! There you go. There you go, Reaper.
Almost 2 years you've had that metal nipple, Zombie Grub. How does that make
you? When am I going to get it removed?
Why would you?
Oh, no, he went the wrong direction. Should have gone to the right. We had so much room.
Yes, that is true. But he's still going to get 2 probes killed. Oh, or not.
Oh, he didn't want to use the Photon Overcharge because he was already so close to die.
The probe got the kill, by the way. Not the Mothership Core. Awesome.
Optimus has the Marauder skin, apparently. I guess a bit about Optimus, since we were focusing so much on Socke and his pylons. Optimus, actually, a pretty good Terran player, I would say. We don't get to cast him that often, because usually, like, you know, outshined by, I guess, the other Terrans that are available, like Thermal. But him and Thermal were on the same team a while ago. And Optimus, has gone to the brackets, not ever to, like, a round of 4, I don't think, but, like, maybe once or twice to a round of 8. And just with, like, Socke still kind of being, like, on the up and up, but getting better every single time we see him, I could certainly see Optimus taking the fight. I think it would be more about, like, is he good against Protoss than is he good against Socke.
There is certainly a degree of that to consider. Because the thing with Socke, unlike some of the other Protoss players, he doesn't seem to have like a very distinctive style. Like for example, if we're casting Liquid Mana, almost guaranteed. Against Terran, you can see a Pylon, an Overcharge, a Depot Bust, maybe an All-In, maybe not behind it, but the point is we kind of know how those directions go. Socke, I feel, despite his strange build order, in terms of building placement, for whatever reason this is, he still plays a pretty, I'd say, generic version of Protoss. I guess the exception to this one, maybe not an exception, but more like an expectation, is having Blink come up on New Gettysburg is not at all surprising. Catching those medevacs is very, very important. Well, there's going to be drops and such heading up northwards. I'm so worried, like anything that comes in the main, there's really no pylon over here. If there had been a Widowmine drop, if there had been Hellion run-bys, dealing with it would have been so difficult.
Yeah, seriously, anything just got past that first pylon. Assuming items are alive. But this drop wasn't even full, so it wasn't going to do very much anyway, and Socke's just in perfect position. So he cleans it up, sends it packing, basically. There's one medevac that's going to be available for dropping, and that's already always a little bit scary, but Optimus, it's more about this follow-up push, I would say, and he's actually looking to do, I guess, more of a siege-up follow-up push. I mean, it's something more you would see on Frozen Temple with, like, not only the tanks, which are fine, you can get tanks wherever map you want, but the quick Liberator follow-up instead of 2 more medevacs. This, like, feels like very much so he wants to get a positional advantage, and it's really hard to do on New Gettysburg if they don't let you through the bridge. You know, and it's almost 7 minutes in. They have force fields. They have scouting. They may not let you through.
That's true.
I don't know about that. If he goes towards the north, I think that's fine too. There's no way to force field him out, but it is just going to take a little while longer, and he's going to be in more of a open position that Socke can get like a concave on. But he actually sieges. Oh, to pick him up. Okay, I was like, that's an odd place to be defensive.
Well, Socke's Stalkers are going to be running around northwards. They'll find the Liberators, but they really can't accomplish too much with that tank there, so blinking away for the time being. Optimus might get a couple more picks on the way back. Socke just going to bleed out a Stalker to try to change it out for whatever he can. But unless he's picking off a medevac or a Liberator or something big, it's just not worth it.
He did pick off a Liberator, that low one.
Was he get another
He's
one?
Gonna get this one too.
Very nice. Tanks on the
he's
front line.
very clumped up though. I don't know. Yeah, the tank on the front line, but it was like Socke.
It was like immediately wrecked by the Immortals. But you're right, like the bio's a little bit more scary than Socke's Warpins, because one thing's for certain, even with Resonating Glaives, even with +1, Optimus has a lot of units. And frankly, like, there's not that many Adepts. It's more Stalkers, it's Sentries, it's an Immortal. If this army was like pure Adept, I'd actually think maybe he could hold off this, but with what he currently has, it's scary.
Yeah. Now +1 Resonating Glaives is done. I mean, this was really a nice timing from Optimus up until this point. I mean, even still, it's before all of Socke's production is quite finished, so he's not able to spend all of his money that he'd want. But he's also, like, Optimus isn't pushing in either to really take advantage of all of this.
For the flank. Nice pick off at the start for that one medevac, but then unfortunately, as we see, Bio's kind of just winning out. The Immortals go down, the Stalkers are dead. Not looking good here for Socke.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Like, a couple more Adepts, I think, really could have done it. Only one medevac healing, not really that many Marines. I think that would have been okay.
Oh, jump
He's
tank.
still gonna clean it up, just barely getting that dead zone. But behind this, Optimus has him over his third base and still macroing pretty well. I mean, that was a lot of his army, and Socke didn't lose economy to defend against that. They traded out army for army pretty literally.
Yeah. Army graph hype, anybody?
Hey.
I really can't wait. There's two parts of this, right? First off, unlike most other aspects of the observing interface and caster commentary, like, if you've got somebody dedicated observing, you're going to have some good communication when you want them to bring up the graphs. Because if they just start showing it randomly and the casters can't take advantage of it, that kind of is going to suck. So it is like an interesting dynamic of an extra tool to use. But I'm excited to see how that's going to show through at BlizzCon. I'm really glad they integrated it finally.
Yeah. I think, well, this drop's actually doing a nice amount of damage. This is also the other thing I was worried about Socke's placement. I mean, he has buildings everywhere at this point. It's pretty hard to game, but a lot of his pylons weren't, you know, buddied up. So they did go down and kill his production. They also would have limited the mobility of his, like, defensive units, right? So, does he even recognize the Widowmines are still there? They aren't going to kill anything here, obviously, but they can move. They're going to get that one probe.
I keep listening for the Marauder, like, damn, and stuff when it dies. I know I just heard the Adept yell out, like, for ire, she died.
Yeah. But for the graphs thing and the observing thing, I think it's going to be... Okay, he just realized it. It's gonna be a lot like when we cast, I guess. Like, there's like the cast is gonna be like, oh, I wonder what his army graph has looked like, or army has looked like over the last few minutes. Let's hope that the observers remember they even have graphs, because that's something they're gonna have to train.
That's true, but the thing for me on this, oh, big shout out to Lupa, dude. Big message. I'll read it later. Thank you so much for the 25 months. The big thing for me is these graphs. I think the way I best see them utilized for an audience like what you'll have at BlizzCon is use them as a TLDR. Like, obviously, the very intelligent casters and the dedicated fans watching are going to know how this game went. But the people who just kind of half paying attention or don't really understand the game might not understand the way these trades have gone. And showing that graph, be like, wow, okay, the red guys have been ahead for a long time. This makes a lot of sense to me. In like 1 second of just looking at that graph.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of them coming from other esports that do have graphs already. You know, like Dota and whatever. That's fine.
No, but I mean, like, I've talked to so many people who, like, have recently gotten a StarCraft because I've told them, hey, watch my fucking channel. And they tell me, like, I don't understand what's going on, like, at all.
Yeah. I agree. 2-2's almost done here, and Socke actually has not started his, which is pretty concerning. I think it's pretty rare to have the Terran player a full 2-2 upgrade ahead of the Protoss. Maybe they get lucky and they're like 30 seconds ahead, but even then usually the Protoss is starting to put their Chrono Boost in Double Forge.
The odd thing about this, though, is while I do really like the 2-2 and I really like the upgrades, and kudos to both players, drop harass, same thing. At the end of the day, I think Optimus has got two really important pieces of tech on the way. Number one, going to be Liberator range for that fusion core, and number two, going to be Ghost for those EMPs. The Woodlines have done a great job so far, and I love seeing even more of them out now, but they are going to start getting figured out. They're going to get outranged by the Colossus and other disruptor shots and whatever else is coming with storms. However, Ghosts are going to solve a lot of those problems and get those guaranteed EMPs off.
A little bit scary. I would say what's scary, though, is definitely Optimus's army moving in the middle of the map. That doesn't have a response quite yet, even though I'm pretty sure it was scuttled by the Warp Prism.
I was about to ask if it was, though, because it doesn't seem like he's positioning anything to do with it. Okay, there's Warp It now, finally. I guess the weird thing is by warping in, not really able to warp in offensively. Not that there was. Turrets are well positioned with those Widowmines.
Yep,
other side of the bridge,
good.
Widowmine gets a pretty nice hit on those Adepts, actually. Marauders can tear through Stalkers like nobody's business, even without the medevac support. So this bridge fight going incredibly well for Optimus. I don't think he expected it to either. Otherwise, he would have pounced with the rest of his army already.
Yeah, he would have had it teamed up to go into the north for sure. Instead, just took the opportunity to get his fourth base well established and get a very good defensive position, because last he saw Socke's army was advancing on him. But I really think Optimus has the better army until Socke can get to even 3 Colossus, ideally 4. And he seems pretty late to it.
I just read Lupa's message, by the way. Lupa, dude, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Everything except for that last hashtag. The Liberator's trying to siege top forward here. They do not have their range upgrade quite yet, and Optimus taking a lot of damage to his bio. That was a lot of storms used on just like a small portion of the army, though.
That is true. That is, though at least with one more, it looks like? About to. I would say that the Liberators hopping forward, definitely very scary. Adepts do get behind the lines into the third base of Optimus. Got to send his reinforcements to deal with that. That shouldn't deal too much damage. And hopefully he's still focusing on the main engagement.
Well, on the other side of the map, we also have Socke getting some damage through those SCVs. Rip. But this fight over here is really just not... Optimus is not quite able to push in, funny enough. I really thought this would be an easy-peasy kick off the Nexus and then back away situation.
He's
look how
being
many
very
Marauders
careful.
there are. There's like no Marines.
Yeah, so like Phoenix can kill these Liberators at this point. But it also means the Colossus is going to be a lot less effective.
That's true.
They're going to be able to actually sit through some of those beams. The Immortals are, very effective, of course. There's only 2 of them. I think Socke is just getting overwhelmed here. I think the army is too good from Optimus, especially with the Liberators.
Yeah. AoE
doesn't do anything with this army.
The Marauders just stutter step in. That's going to be game. Even with a storm, they just bathe in it. Who cares? The Nexus is finally going to go down. And for Socke's sake, like, he might be the guy. Still got production, got more Colossus on the way, but it's very clear to us Optimus's production is way better. 3 Liberators at a time. It's going to be a hell of a thing to deal with. He needs Adepts so he doesn't get run over by the Marauders, but he needs Stalkers so he can deal with the Liberators, and neither of which are going to work too well for him in this situation if he has to build both.
Not enough money for that. That's so many Widow Mines.
It really is. It's astonishing to see that many too in a game like this.
Well, it is a slow death of our Protoss favorite here. Because the bracket is so large today, I think there's like a ton of other Protosses that we can cheer for, like Mana, for instance, playing today and streaming. Tails is still in, and I'm sure there's other ones I don't see. Super still in, actually. If we follow this bracket, would eventually face or cast him. Well, he might lose supply, but the point is, for once, there's like the recent trend in like the past few months has been like getting one more Protoss per tournament. So now we actually have a couple we can cheer for. Yay!
So Corsair, by the way, has tweeted at me with an Adventure Time reaction gift for the Corsair Cup today. I love these guys, Zombie Grub.
Pretty good.
So I am hearing it. There's normally death sounds in the game. Obviously, things die, you hear it, but I'm hearing significantly more profound and pronounced death sounds ever since you brought the Marauder one.
Yes.
And I know it's not necessarily connected, and maybe it's just a little bit of coincidence, but man. Anyways, congratulations to Optimus. He wins the game, and thus the series, because it was only a best of one, and he advances on forward. So I'm tugging at my webcam from the USB cable on the computer, guys. This thing's hanging down behind my desk. So I'm not a DT. I'm not cloaked. I'm not feeling like embarrassed. It's literally out of reach. So I gotta go get that sorted.
Would you like to continue this game or go to the next one? Series, sorry.
It's up to you. We're gonna go to commercial break though, because I gotta fish my webcam up. So we'll be back in 2 minutes, guys.